Aren't you a little short for a stormtrooper?
What's up, nerds? Welcome to another episode of the Multiverse Report. Tonight, we are recapping the week's nerdy news from Wayne Manor to the Wasteland and everywhere in between. My name is Mike Gibson. With me, as always, is Steve Haller. What's up, Steve?
What's up, Mike, is that our video is all sorts of messed up. Because why wouldn't it be? However, the audio is actually fine, so people are hearing us, and I'll work on the seeing us.
Oh, well, that's good. Sucks to be you YouTube people, but thank you for our faithful audio listeners. And you're being rewarded for your faith in our audio by being able to listen to us.
Yeah, nobody should have faith in our video.
Yeah.
Joke's on you.
Nope. Joke's on you. Well, Steve frantically scrambles to try to figure out what's wrong with our video. I will say that this podcast is sponsored by Funky Town Comics and Vinyl, Camillus, and in Cicero, New York. Check them out for all your records, all your comics, everything you need. They don't have something, they can order it for you. Funky Town Comics and Vinyl. Also, huge plug for, if you've been listening to this show, you know, our sister show. Can we call it a sister show?
I think so.
Spin-off sister? Yeah. Haven't seen Star Wars, the podcast where Steve and I talk about all the theatrical or released live-action Star Wars films with two people who have never seen them before. We are just entering the prequels as of last week. We posted our episode on episode 1, The Phantom Menace. Tomorrow will be our episode on episode 2, episode.
Just go.
Attack of the Clones will come out tomorrow. When you're doing a show about Star Wars movies, you say the word episode a lot in multiple ways, and it can be confusing.
Way too many ways.
Way too many ways. But anyway, yes, haven't seen Star Wars. Incredibly fun podcast. It's been a blast to do. I've gotten a lot of great feedback from a lot of people. I really appreciate all the kind words people have said to my face and sent me messages online about how much they're enjoying the show.
I also appreciate all the words people have said behind our backs. Yeah,
any positive words that we're not hearing about the show, we appreciate those too. Thanks for pointing that out, Steve. That's definitely true. If you haven't seen Star Wars, please start. You can find it on Spotify and Apple Music. You can watch it on YouTube. Everything's recorded ahead of time, so we don't run into like live mishaps with our videos. Like,
what are you talking about? That never happens. That never happens, Mike. That only happens on a daily basis around here.
If you haven't seen Star Wars and want to support us even more, you can sign up for our Patreon, where you can hear Steve and I do post-show reactions to each of our film conversations, reacting to Alex and Amber's reactions to the films. For a mere $3 a month, you get access to those bonus episodes. And like I've said a few times before, if enough people sign up or they want a certain thing from the Patreon, we can certainly broaden our productivity on the Patreon page. Last but not least, usually those are the only two plugs we got. We got another plug this week.
We do. Does it have something to do with where we're going to be this week, Mike?
Yeah, where we're going to be this weekend. Steve and I are taking a road trip to good old Buffalo, New York. We will be at Nickel City Comic-Con. I will be selling comic books. Steve will be helping me sell comic books, as well as promoting Haven't Seen Star Wars and the Multiverse Report. So if you're in Buffalo, or you just want to take a road trip and go to a pretty big convention, it's a 3-day convention, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. You can head on out. We'll be right next to my collaborator and friend of the pod, Matt Flint. We'll also have a table there selling his prints and art. And you can also meet Sean Astin, or you can meet James Marsters, or you can meet blanking on his real name.
Ron Perlman?
Ron Perlman. I was about to say Hellboy and give up on his real name. Plus, Fabian Nietzsche, is that how you say his last name? There's like a ton of like great...
Yeah, I've always called it Niseza, but I don't think that's right, so I'm going to go with how you said it.
ton of huge celebrities from film and TV and video games, but also a ton of great comic creators as well will be there, including me. So come on out to Nickel City Comic-Con. Buy a copy of I Brought a Gorilla to a Gunfight, Crown of Bones, Amazing Shakes, and whatever else I got. Come and get one. Come and get one. Buffalo, we'll be there. Steve and I will be there. And if you're lucky, because we're next to Matt Flint, you'll be, if you do buy a copy of my book, I Brought a Gorilla to a Gunfight, you can get me to sign it and Matt, the artist, to sign it. And if you're there at the right time, I wish I could tell you what that time is, but I'm not sure yet. You may also be able to get a signature from my other collaborator, Riley McFarlane, who has drawn my other 2 books, Crown of Bones and The Amazing Shakes, and a variant cover for I Brought a Gorilla to a Gunfight. She's going to be stopping by and hanging out at our table for a little bit, signing as well. So that's all I can. I mean, if that doesn't get you to come to Nickel City, then you're never coming to Nickel City.
Right.
That's
That's
all I can do.
seems like it's a pretty good plug.
You buy a comic from me. You can buy a comic from me and meet Samwise Gamgee. I mean,
It's a win-win right there.
what else? That's a win-win. You can meet Spike and Drusilla from Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Are you kidding me? What?
And you can talk Star Wars with us
Cool.
because that's, well, we'll devolve into that anyways.
We'll be doing that. We'll be doing that for sure. For sure. All right. So
Thanks, Brian.
let's dive in.
Appreciate your happy Father's Day wishes to all the dads out there,
Thanks, Brian.
as
Yeah,
well as
Happy Father's Day.
we are trying to kill you with a late start. That is 100% true. It had nothing to do with the fact that I couldn't get anything working, even though I didn't touch my soundboard was not touched between our Monday recording of Haven't Seen Star Wars and tonight. For some reason, everything exploded.
And that happens sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes there's a ghost in the machine. There's nothing you can do about it. We're going to start this week with unconfirmed reports. And I don't usually love talking about unconfirmed reports, but these unconfirmed reports come from a scooper named Jeff Snyder, who I believe only reports things that he thinks is true. He's not looking to impress a fan base. He's not 100% right all the time. But usually if he reports something, it's from a confirmed source on the inside. That's why he calls himself the Insnider. Get it?
We'll go with it.
Snyder. Insider. First of all, I should say that he dropped a very big Star Wars scoop earlier this week and then promptly retracted it after he got confirmation that it was not accurate.
I mean,
so
to be fair, we looked at that for about 3 seconds and said, that's probably not accurate.
Yeah, we were like, none of this seems to make sense at all. So turned out that we were right.
Yeah.
It was false. I was ready to talk about it tonight. And I was like, oh, he retracted it. But even that tells me that he's a scooper or a journalist that's worth his salt. He's not going to let false information hang out there just for clicks if he can't stand by it. So he only says things if he can stand by it. Still, with all that endorsement of this guy from me, take this with a grain of salt, because if it's not confirmed by James Gunn or Peter Safran or Warner Brothers or something, then you can't say it's confirmed completely. So grain of salt, people. But I believe this. I'll say that. I believe this.
So that's example.
So we're not talking about Star Wars right now. We are talking about the Batman. And we had that casting pretty nailed down, I think. In our recent one of our more recent episodes, we talked about how they confirmed all the people that were in the movie, but they did not confirm who they were playing, and that sent a question mark up
Right.
some fans' brains. Like, well, why wouldn't they just come out and say that Sebastian Stan is Harvey Dent, if that's what we know, and Scarlett Johansson is playing Gilda Dent? Like, they said that, right? Why wouldn't they just come out and confirm that? According to Jeff Snyder, Sebastian Stan is not playing Harvey Dent. According to Jeff Snyder, Scarlett Johansson is not playing Gilda Dent. According to Jeff Snyder, Brian Tyree Henry is playing Harvey Dent / Two-Face in The Batman Part 2. According to Jeff Snyder, Sebastian Stan is playing Victor Zsasz in The Batman Part 2.
Okay.
According to Jeff Snyder, Scarlett Johansson and Charles Dance, their characters' names have not been divulged. They're being kept under wraps, other than they are playing father and daughter. Snyder also hears that the Court of Owls is part of the plot of this film. That the film takes big swings and has big twists. On the lesser side of things, the TV side of things, unfortunately, he is also reporting that there probably will be no season 2 of The Penguin, but that there is a Poison Ivy series in development. Now, it's a bummer about Penguin season 2. I'm not really shocked that they're not doing a Penguin season 2, but it is a bummer because season 1 was excellent.
It was.
A Poison Ivy show makes tons of sense because that character is an incredibly popular character and has been for a while. Is in a very popular run of comics going on right now. And if they were to do her justice in her own live-action series, boy, would that be a hit. So let's go back a little bit. Harvey Dent, played by Brian Tyree Henry. Great actor.
Fastos himself.
Fastos himself, that's right. No stranger to the world of superheroes. He was an Eternal. Wonder if we'll ever see him in the Eternals ever again.
Probably not.
He's been in a lot of great stuff. He's been in, the Godzilla versus Kong movies. He's done some more serious stuff as well. He's a great actor, and
he's also Jeff Morales.
He certainly is a. What's that?
He's also Jeff Morales, formerly Jefferson Davis. They
That's right.
Smartly renamed that character because, well,
yeah, for sure. Not great historically.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. He's in Spider-Verse. And he's a radically different choice for Two-Face. This would be a black Two-Face. Very cool. We were promised a black Two-Face when Billy D. Williams was cast as Harvey Dent in the first Batman movie with Michael Keaton and Jack Nicholson. Then Warner Brothers threw that out the window. I think that would be very cool. No, we know nothing else about the role. And now that, we don't know how big this role is at all. It was, all the trades were toting Sebastian Stan as one of the leads. And now if he is not playing Harvey Dent and if he is playing Victor Zsasz, then that is a character that has never been truly done in depth in a Batman movie before, although he has had cameos in Batman Begins. I think he cameos in maybe Dark Knight Rises or something. Like, he comes back at some point. He's often used as, like, we need a villain's name that's recognizable, but nothing that's going to, like, move the needle. Let's have this guy be Victor Zsasz or whatever. He was on Gotham. He had a pretty big role in the show Gotham.
Oh, he was that.
More or less.
Who played him in Gotham?
The guy that plays.
It was he's definitely a that guy. Yeah.
It's the guy that plays Metamorpho. Yeah, I don't remember his name.
Definitely a that guy actor. Like, you see his face and you're like, I know him, and I cannot remember his name.
Yeah,
I will find it by the time we're done with this.
Yeah. But Victor Zsasz, if you don't know, he is a lesser-known Batman villain, but he is a scary creep. He is a serial killer who, every time he kills somebody, he puts a little notch in his skin with a knife, and he's got these, like, tally marks all over his body because he's killed, like, hundreds of people, and he's insane, and he's kind of unstoppable, and, I mean, he's just a guy. He doesn't have superpowers or anything, but the fact that he is just a guy and he does this to himself and he kills a bunch of people is creepy and scary. And we have heard that there's a serial killer plot element to this movie that would fit. Does Batman have to work with a Harvey Dent to take down Victor Zsasz, or what else? Is Scarlett Johansson and Charles Dance? We don't know who they are, but are they members of the Court of Owls? Is there going to be some kind of reveal or whatever where they're pulling the strings? Like, who knows? Now I feel like if this casting rumor is true, and I followed up this week, Snyder said that because he's gotten some heat for claiming that this is true, that Sebastian Stan is not playing Harvey Dent. And he said this week that he's even more confident in that information now than when he first posted it last week. So again, say what you want about Jeff Snyder. Take this with a grain of salt. This could be not true, but I tend to believe this guy. So what do we think about this? This kind of throws my whole perception of what this movie is going to be into the air.
Yeah. No, we had hard rumors for a long time about who was going to be who and what they were playing. And
Yeah.
I think, as we talk about with everything, I had a couple of preconceived notions as to, all right, this is the direction this is going.
Yeah.
This news definitively takes all of that and says, nah, that's okay. We're doing something else.
Yeah.
So,
Um,
Anthony Kerrigan was the
and-
guy, by the way, who played
that's his name,
Metamorpho. And
Anthony Kerrigan. Yes. Yep. I gotta say, like, there's nothing that's gonna make me not excited for the Batman Part 2. And
Yeah.
I was excited at the idea of Sebastian Stan playing Harvey Dent and Scarlett Johansson playing Gilda and kind of being a little bit of Long Halloween thrown in there.
Yep.
But if this is the case, this makes me way more excited because this means it's like a bigger movie. There's more stuff going on. There's more like plot threads. It seems more complex than just like Two-Face and Gilda having to hide him or whatever, you know. I don't. Maybe he's not Two-Face. Maybe he's just playing Harvey Dent. Maybe he's going to be set up for a later movie to be like. Who knows? Who knows?
Right.
Because you know that's kind of, you don't want to be too much what the Dark Knight did. The Dark Knight introduced Harvey, had him fall to Two-Face by the end, and you know you didn't get really a ton of time with him as Two-Face. But you know, would that have been too repetitive of a sequel to a Batman movie to introduce Two-Face or introduce Harvey and have him get corrupted? And you know, like that's kind of the same thing we saw in the Dark Knight. So maybe he's not the focus. Maybe Brian Tyree Henry is signing up for a later, bigger role, and he's just going to help Gordon and Bats take down Zaz.
Could be.
And expose the Court of Owls. Who knows? But like, you know, if you tell me that it's a movie where Harvey gets scarred and Gilda is playing politics and sticking up for him, like that sounds cool, but it sounds a little predictable and it sounds a little safe. And for as long as this script took to write, and as long as as careful as they've been to work on this script and get this movie made and cast, and you know, they're spending money on Scarlett Johansson and Sebastian Stan. These are, you know, Charles Dance, Brian Tyree Henry. These are like name actors. They're not
Right.
getting nobodies for these roles. They're spending money to get this right. So this makes me think that if this is true, it's just going to be such a better movie than I was predicting that it would be. I'm very excited.
With this information and what you're talking, I would agree that this is going to be a non-conventional Batman story.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
conventional in the sense of, you know, the way Matt Reeves seems to write this character and write these movies, it's definitely the Batman detective story. But I don't think the characters that we know are going to play out the way you would just expect them to in a movie.
I think so too. Yeah. And you know, seeing what they did with Riddler in the Batman makes me think that Zaz will be terrifying in this movie.
Oh, I'm sure.
And is like a good choice to keep the sequel as hard of a PG-13 as it can possibly be. Like that first one was like a real hard PG-13.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. I love this. I hope this is true.
Yeah.
Or some version of it is true.
Yeah,
I'll be very excited.
I'm very curious what we're going to end up with a final number on this, because you're paying Robert Pattinson, Jeffrey Wright, Andy Serkis, Colin Farrell, Scarlett Johansson, Sebastian Stan, Charles Dance, like, and that's
Hell
just
cast.
that's just confirmed. Like, technically, Brian Tyree Henry is not confirmed. Technically, like some of those guys we've talked about are not like officially official.
No, I think Tyree Henry has been confirmed.
Is he? Okay.
I think he is confirmed. Yeah.
So yeah, either way, like the number that's going to be on the back end of this is like, it's going to be impressive.
It's also like, it's a PG-13 sequel, assumedly PG-13 sequel to a Batman movie
Right.
that did very well.
Right.
And it did the Batman did well. It was still like on the heels of COVID, you know, like there was still people that weren't going back to movie theaters or had changed their perception of whether that they need to go to movie theaters, you know. So like, and it did really well in that climate. And I think I mean, maybe I'm biased because I love that movie so much, but like I think it's only kind of risen in everybody's esteem since then.
Yep.
So you know, people that didn't see it in theaters have gotten a chance to see it. So I think, you know, yes, I'm sure this movie's costing a lot of money to make, but it's guaranteed to make hundreds of millions of dollars pretty easily, I think.
Yeah, a Batman.
A lot of hype.
I guess a Batman movie is going to be the, you know, as we've talked about, it's the equivalent of Marvel putting out a Spider-Man movie. It could be hot trash, and it's going to make a boatload of money.
It's going to make a boatload of money. Opening weekend's going to be huge. If it sucks, then it'll drop quick, but opening weekend will be huge for the Batman. And, you know, like even those of us that did go to see the Batman in theaters, we were going in with some skepticism. You know, I was excited for Robert Pattinson, but not a lot of other people were like, is Twilight Boy going to be able to like pull this off? Am I going to believe this guy is Batman? And, you know, maybe some believe better than others, but like I said, I think it's gotten a lot of acclaim, and I think it was a pretty big hit. So I'm excited. Now people are going to be going with confidence to see Batman Part 2. Like, oh, I heard that first one was really good. I'm definitely going to go see this one. So
right. Well, and
yes,
at this point, he's not, you know, Twilight Boy and the kid from Harry Potter. Like he's got a lot more chops under his belt as far as critical acclaim and whatnot. Like Robert Pattinson brings some weight now.
That's one of those things that's going to follow him forever. With certain people, he will never be able to fully get away from that, I don't think. But well, I don't know. Who knows? Like, because there's going to be generations of people that are growing up knowing him as Batman,
right?
Which is, if there's something that can take the Twilight brand, that can separate his name from the Twilight brand, it's Batman.
Yeah, and I mean, the last Twilight movie was 2012, so.
Right. Good point.
Any of the post millennials are not really going to be in that wheelhouse of that being in their what they've seen or you know, have obsessed over or whatever.
Yeah. And who knows how much longer how long he's gonna play Batman for?
Right.
Like maybe it's just a trilogy, but maybe he goes way longer. Who knows?
Yeah.
Plus, he's doing stuff like he's in the Odyssey. He's in Christopher Nolan's movie.
He did Mickey 17.
He's doing, like, big stuff. 17, yeah, he's working with big directors.
Yep.
He's doing other big names.
Yeah,
stuff.
Marty
'Cause,
Supreme.
like, for a while after,
yep.
He's not in Marty Supreme.
I think he did a like cameo or something.
Oh, did he really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's on his filmography. He was a.
Oh, cool.
Oh, he's uncredited, but he was one of the British commentators.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I didn't even notice him. Cool.
So
movie rules. Yeah, because like after Twilight, he did a lot of like under the radar stuff.
Yeah.
A lot, you know, and it was a lot of very non-Twilight kind of stuff because he wanted to build back up his chops, I think. But now he's taken a lot of major things, so I think at this point he's certainly proven himself, and you know, the more he keeps soldiering on, the further he'll get away from being draped as Edward for the rest of his life.
I mean, Edward took him away from being draped as Cedric Diggory the rest of his life, so
that's
true. He just keeps transitioning to something else. So Batman it is.
Keep trading on and off.
We're heading to Bruce Wayne. It's fine.
Yep. Last bit of DC news, just that Supergirl comes out this weekend. Steve and I will be at that convention, and I will be unable to see it, and I'm bummed about it, but I'm going to see it as soon as I can. But the first reactions to Supergirl have been very positive.
Mm-hmm.
And this is, early reactions like this. I feel like these are from like early screenings and, fan events and things like that. So a lot of people are probably kind of in the bag for a movie like Supergirl. So it's not that they're untrustworthy. The people that are invited to those things probably have similar tastes in movies that you and I do,
right,
Steve? So, or if you're listening to this podcast, you probably want to hear from the kind of people that are reviewing Supergirl right now. So Great. So for me, I don't have any further trepidation about this. Like, I've been kind of avoiding the most recent TV spots and trailers. Like, I went to see, Disclosure Day recently, and new trailer came up that I hadn't seen. I just put my head down and didn't watch it. Like, I'm going to see this movie. I don't need to see any more. I won't want to be surprised. So I'm very pumped to see Supergirl. And again, from the early reactions, I'm even more excited than I was.
Perfect.
Furthering of the DC universe. Sign me up. Sign me up. Plus, then we get Lanterns in August. Hell yeah. It's happening. It's really happening.
So, wait, just this stretch? I mean, we've got Supergirl, we've got Brand New Day, we've got Lanterns. What else is there in this, like, summer of holy hell, things are dropping?
Well, these aren't necessarily, like, superhero related, but, like, you saw Toy Story 5 today.
Yeah.
That's, like, a big movie.
Also,
Disclosure Day.
really good.
Spielberg movie just came out. Yeah, you said it was really good.
Like,
yeah.
And, I mean, that may be because I'm a father and the message hit way too close to home, but...
yeah.
like, get the damn screens off the kids. Great.
Yeah.
Sold.
Yeah.
Yeah. As we're sitting here talking to screens and people are listening to us on screens. But
right.
But yeah, no, very well done. Like, I haven't seen a Toy Story movie in a long time. I think I've seen probably 1 through 3. I don't think I saw 4.
4's pretty good.
But like, it just, good solid Pixar animated movie. And it's a Toy Story movie, so it's going to knock it out of the park as far as people going to see it. So the theater was absolutely packed.
I can't wait. There's a new Evil Dead movie that comes out in July.
Saw that.
I'm excited about.
Yeah.
Yeah. Trailer was weird. Trailer looked good, but like different. It looked like a different kind of thing.
Still,
which is fine because Evil Dead Rise was a different kind of thing, and I like that movie a lot.
Yeah, it was different, but it still felt Evil Dead.
Yeah, it had something to do with like a family, and they're like a normal house.
Yeah,
it's not like a cabin. It wasn't like an apartment, like in the like. So I'm interested. So you can never tell from an Evil Dead trailer because if you're making an Evil Dead movie, right, there's so much of it you can't put into a trailer.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
So but I also heard that they were talking to, meaning I don't know, some studio that I can't think of right now, whoever owns Alien. They were talking to the writer-director of Evil Dead, Byrne, as possibly the next director to do the next Alien movie.
Which, are they just going off the Fede Alvarez thing of...
Well, I heard a whole thing today where apparently Ridley Scott is like getting in the way of the next Alien movie being made and is like being fussy, and Fede Alvarez has quietly been removed from the project, and that they are starting over with a different script, so it may not be as direct of a sequel to Romulus as it was initially intended to be.
So let's make one of the better Alien movies we've seen in a long time, and then can the guy who made it. That's a great idea.
Just like Ridley Scott, if you want some like closure to your Alien thing, just make that. Just like figure out a way to make your third Alien prequel,
right?
And then be done. Then be cool with it and walk away, and let other people make more Alien movies, because I want more. I don't want to just be done with Alien movies.
He probably doesn't.
You're getting in the way, Ridley. At least that was the report that I read today. Was that he's the one that's like kind of like slowing things down for whatever reason, I don't know. But I guess they are talking to some new guy that signed on to write a new script. Whether or not it's Ridley Scott that directs that, right. I don't know. But
Sebastian Vanacek is the filmmaker who his debut was Infested, which he won all sorts of awards for. So
okay. The cool thing about Evil Dead Byrne is that they've already greenlit and are already making another Evil Dead movie, like as we speak. It's already
really
they were in production on 2 Evil Dead movies at the same time.
Evil Dead Wrath.
So Evil Dead Wrath, yeah, exactly. Yep. And I think we talked about this last time Evil Dead came up, but as much as I want a continuation of like Ash in some way, or Mia from the first remake, like I would love a recurring character to come back and like drive a story. I also think it's like really healthy that the franchise is kind of turning into like one-offs, like standalone movies, because that frees up creativity, frees up your storytelling. You don't have to be bogged down by the weight of, continuity.
Oh,
So,
kind of like Alien was doing
kinda
when
like
they were
Alien was
moving
doing.
the story along to other things, and yeah, that.
Kind of like that, yeah. Kind of like that.
God damn it, Ridley Scott.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, packed summer. Oh, plus The Odyssey is another big movie that's coming
Oh
out
yeah.
this summer. So
Actually, my wife and I were talking about that today, of like going down through, and apparently she's very bad with character names, or just doesn't remember them from, I don't know, reading the Odyssey or old Greek and Roman mythology or whatever. But it was mildly hilarious. Like, who's that? How are they tied to them? I'm like, yep, yeah. Okay, here it's like there's a diagram of everything going on, and it was a fun conversation.
I think either before or after I see The Odyssey, I'm gonna have to revisit "Oh Brother, Where Art Thou" and see that version of The Odyssey.
There you go.
Again, which is great. Yeah, radically different, I'm sure, than the Christopher Nolan version.
I would assume so, but also like a killer film.
So good, masterpiece, really a masterpiece. I don't want fuck. God damn it, I'm a Dapper Dan man. Maybe the best George Clooney performance.
It may be.
Maybe might be my favorite George Clooney performance. So amazing in that movie. Anyway, speaking of amazing movies,
Jesus, I just pulled that. Thinking about that, I pulled that up, and that cast, like you remember Clooney, but like Tim Blake Nelson, John Turturro, John Goodman,
Holly Hunter.
Yep.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Crazy good cast. It's Coen Brothers, man. Coen Brothers can assemble a cast.
They can pull it together.
You've never seen.
That's true.
Speaking of great movies, George Miller, master craftsman himself, George Miller, at 80-something years old, wants to make a 6th Mad Max movie. He said recently that he's looking to make one more Mad Max film and possibly a series before selling the IP off altogether to the highest bidder. He's recently met with Warner Brothers to pitch them on Mad Max 6, but the studio passed, which is crazy, I think. But apparently Amazon, Universal, and Sony have all expressed interest in acquiring the project. Now, assumedly, this would return to focusing on the actual Max character after Furiosa pivoted from that a little bit.
Yep.
And I guess that would make sense, going back to Max, if this is going to be the final movie, at least the final movie from Miller. It would make sense that he would want to like conclude things with the character. However, apparently the casting of Tom Hardy is unlikely because I guess he was difficult on the set of Mad Max Fury Road, and it wasn't a great working relationship between George Miller and Hardy.
Okay.
Which is a shame because I thought he was great in Fury Road. I guess I get why Warner Brothers passed, because the Furiosa movie didn't do well at all. It was kind of like a bomb when it came out, but that movie fucking rules. Furiosa
I haven't
is
seen
a great movie.
It's worth a look.
If you like Fury Road,
Yeah.
then Furiosa will knock you out. Yes, it's awesome.
Perfect.
It fucking rules. Like Furiosa, I was someone who I saw Mad Max Fury Road in the theater when it came out. I was like, yeah, that's fine. And I couldn't believe that everyone was like losing their minds about how great it was. I was like, it was fine. What are they talking about? Like, it was okay.
Yeah.
It didn't, people are like, it's the greatest movie ever made. It should be nominated for an Oscar. I'm like, what are you?
Hold
what?
on.
So, but then I went to see Furiosa, and I thought it ruled so hard. It made me like Fury Road more. That's why then I went back to Fury Road, and I was like, oh, now I get it. Like, it helped me realize how great Fury Road was. So it's one of those movies. Anya Taylor-Joy is in it. It's not Charlize Theron. It's Anya Taylor-Joy. She's so good. And Chris Hemsworth is incredible. Chris Hemsworth is the bad guy. He's so great in it. So anyway, go see Furiosa. Rent that. Watch that if you haven't seen it yet.
Gonna have to do that now. Brian
Yeah.
brought up a good point too. The one thing we are forgetting so far this summer, X-Men 97 season 2.
Of course. Does that come out soon? It comes out soon, right?
Yeah,
Early July?
It's Yeah, let me get an actual date.
We just talked about it last time we did one of these episodes. 2 weeks ago.
July 1st.
Last week
So as early in July as
July
you can
1st.
get. It does not get earlier in July, Mike.
That's right. That's right. While we're digressing back to movies coming out this year, July 1st is also, I noticed, I went to see Raiders of the Lost Ark today at Movie Tavern for Father's Day, which is a lot of fun. And I saw a poster for the new Minions movie, which is Minions and Monsters is what it's called. My son's very excited about it.
So is mine.
He's very into the Minions lately. And I got to say, Minions, pretty funny. They're like kind of annoying, but like they're also pretty funny.
Yeah.
I don't know. Makes me laugh.
I have never sat through a whole movie.
Oh, the first Minions movie is funny and good.
Yeah.
It's worth sitting through. A lot of fun references and stuff. Yeah.
All right.
I haven't seen any of the sequels. I haven't even seen all the Despicable Me's, but he has. Do you know that who was recently announced as being cast as a voice role in Minions and Monsters because they expressed their love for the characters of the Minions?
No.
George Lucas.
That's awesome.
Isn't that awesome?
God.
He's got a I don't know what size role, cameo maybe, could be a bigger part in Minions and Monsters because apparently he just loves them so much. Which, hey, I can definitely see the guy that created Jar Jar Binks being a big fan of the Minions. Like, I see that connection.
Very,
Senses of humor. I see that big time.
Oh.
Anyway, Steve, what do you think about George Miller making a 6th Mad Max movie? Are you up for that? Are you against that? How do you feel about Mad Max and all this scuttlebutt?
I personally think he should have, before making a 6th Mad Max movie, made a 3rd Happy Feet or a 3rd Babe. Because somehow it's the same director that does those movies.
He's one of those guys. He's one of those guys. Isn't that crazy? He's
It's
like
like
Robert
Robert
Rodriguez.
Rodriguez, yeah.
Spy Kids. Yeah. And then also Desperado or
Yeah.
Sin City. Yeah.
God. No, I mean, if he wants to go back to the well, sure. That's fine. I have no qualms with that as long as it's a good movie.
Right.
Like, don't just do it to do it. You're 81. You've already got a legacy. Like, right off into the sunset if you feel like it. But by all means, if you feel like making a movie that doesn't suck, then go for it.
Yeah. I mean, if he can, he's 81 now. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
So what? He made Furiosa, a movie that fucking rules. He made that when he was, 79? Like,
Right.
Okay. Then fine. I think you still got it.
Yeah, you might. Might be
make
okay.
Make a movie that's 10% not as good as Fury Road or Furiosa, and you still have a fucking awesome movie.
Yeah.
So
Agreed.
yeah. Yeah. I'm all for this. I hope that he gets to do it. I hope he gets to do it before he's too old to do it.
Yeah.
I hope somebody gives him the money for it because I would love to see. Like, he's getting up there. He probably doesn't have too many more projects in him. Well, who knows? I don't know. Spielberg just turned 80 or whatever. He just put out a new movie. Martin Scorsese is still working on movies. He's in his 80s. So, like, it's possible. Certainly it's possible. But, like,
John Williams is still composing at 93?
He's still composing. But I think it's like the Mad Max movies just seem like so crazy and so difficult to make. Like, it seems like making Fury Road or Furiosa was probably way harder than making Killers of the Flower Moon, or Disclosure Day or whatever. Like, you're in the desert.
Yeah.
There's things exploding and cars flying over your head and crazy effects everywhere. Like, that's a lot. So, plus, like, he is the guy for Mad Max. Like, if he has an idea to, like, finish his run of movies, then I hope that he gets to do it before it gets handed off to somebody else who's just going to, like, recycle old ideas, or before it's, like, rebooted and, they have some, I don't know, some young hunk magazine model guy playing Max instead of,
Right.
I don't know. I'm stumbling on this because I'm not advocating for Mel Gibson. I don't think he should be playing Max anymore or cast in movies necessarily. But, he is more like a rugged looking guy, and like I feel if they remade Mad Max now, like they would cast some just like perfectly handsome person. They just wouldn't be as weird. They wouldn't be as visceral.
Yeah.
They wouldn't be as weird. They wouldn't be as like aggressive, kind of, you know.
Ryan
Aggressive yet
Gosling,
endearing. Like he strikes this tone that is like a specific tone that I
Yeah.
don't know. Ryan Gosling would actually be really good. He's like a really good choice.
he's one of
a really
those
good
few
choice
that
for
like
everything apparently.
yeah, like he's a pretty boy that can still pull off that sort of thing.
Yeah, which I think is why he's a good fit for Star Wars.
Yeah.
Which hopefully we'll see next year.
I pulled up a list. Ice Cream Man, if you're looking for horror. Did you see that trailer?
Yeah,
Because
I sure did.
Yeah.
I sure did. Because I thought it was related to the comic Ice Cream Man. It is not.
It isn't?
It is not. I looked. I could not find one thing that said that it was based on the comic book Ice Cream Man.
Huh.
I think it's just a different idea, also called Ice Cream Man.
Weird.
If I'm wrong, somebody tell me. But I don't know.
Huh.
Anything else this summer besides
Paw Patrol the Dino movie.
mentioned? Sure. Can't wait.
I did realize that similar to how we're going to be indisposed for the Supergirl release, I will be in another country for the Spider-Man release.
No way.
So,
oh man.
Yep. So none of the big
That
ones.
sucks.
And actually the Odyssey, I'll be up in like in a house outside of Lake Placid. So
Oh damn.
like there's no release that I'm going to be able to see like opening weekend for any of these.
That sucks, man. That sucks.
I feel like
You'll get there.
the Odyssey, it's kind of hard to spoil that one. I should be okay.
Right. Yeah.
But like definitely going to have to stay away from the interwebs for Supergirl and
Spider-Man.
Spidey.
I know. I'm nervous about not being able to see Supergirl for like a week or whatever. Like I don't want things spoiled, and Spider-Man's the same way. Yeah, Spider-Man. There's a new trailer for Spider-Man. I think that they put out this week. I'm just not watching it.
Same.
I'm ready. I'm ready for
I was going to
Spider-Man.
say after the first one, the hooks are in enough. I don't need more. Like,
Yep. I'm excited about it. I hope that it's great. That's all I need.
Yeah.
That's all I need.
Oh,
Spider-Man's in this movie? That's all I need to know.
Right.
I'm in.
Oh, Tom Holland's still playing him? Sold.
Yeah. The first trailer could have just been a movie. That could have been someone holding a sign that says, "We're making a Spider-Man movie, and it comes out on this date." And I'd be like, "Okay, here I go. That's all I need to know." Thanks, trailer. Amazon, Universal, Sony. Somebody give George Miller a bunch of money to make a Mad Max movie. Do it. Do it.
Do it.
That's what I'm telling you. Do it. Do it. Speaking of movies, this one's getting made. I'm shocked of a little movie called Hunt for Gollum that we've been talking about more and more lately. Steam's been rolling. That's not the phrase I almost said.
Just go with it.
I mean, I did say it. It's not a phrase though. I almost said it once, and then I stopped, and I was like, "No, say it." And I was like, "No, wait, don't."
Come on, brain.
Started and stopped twice. Yeah, that's a Steam that's been rolling.
What do you think?
Called
It's like
Hunt for Gollum.
10:40 on a Sunday? Like,
Yeah. Jesus.
brain's got to be clicking on all cylinders here, Mike.
The aforementioned Furiosa herself, Anya Taylor-Joy, has joined the cast of Hunt for Gollum. She's playing a character named Seren, Seren, a Sindar elf of the Woodland Realm and a trusted lethal agent of King Thranduil, who will be played by Lee Pace.
Returning, right?
Returning. Yes. So it's a pretty stellar cast as well. Steve, throwing this to you, is Saren a character that exists to your knowledge, or is this a new character that's being added?
I don't know. That I actually do. I'm not finding anything on. Yeah, I'm not.
It felt like a new character to me. It didn't seem like anything I recognized.
Yeah, nothing jumped at my. Yeah, no. On the one wiki to rule them all, there is a one-line wiki entry saying Saren is a Sindar elf set to be portrayed by Anya Taylor-Joy in The Hunt for Gollum.
Okay. I think Anya Taylor-Joy is beautiful, but kind of like an elf. So I think this is good casting.
Right.
Pretty good casting, I think.
Let's find the person that looks like an elf and cast them as an elf.
Yeah, and cast him as an elf.
I mean, similar to Lee Pace, like unaging elven features. Yeah. All right, we gotcha.
Signed him up.
Young Orlando Bloom.
Good job.
You look like an elf. Go.
That's right. Yeah, perfect. Be an elf. Be yourself. Cool. Nothing really to dig into there, but they are still making that movie, and we're still hearing about it. That's going to be really interesting.
They're still making that movie, and we're still confused.
We're still confused. That's going to be a big question mark for me on whether or not I'll be into that. Because, like, honestly, I feel like I'm not as into the Lord of the Rings movies as I want to be or used to be or whatever. Like, I've watched some recently and I was like, yeah, this is fine, but it's just not like in my heart like it used to be, which I'm sad about, but although I have to admit is the truth. So if this movie is only banking on like people's nostalgia for Lord of the Rings movies, I don't know if it's going to work on me, because I'm kind of just like in like, oh yeah, those movies are fine kind of thing, even though I enjoy them. So I don't know. We'll find out. We'll find out whenever Hunt for Gollum is supposed to come out. I don't think this year. I think next year. I don't have the date in front of me, but we will find out. Still no full confirmation on Ian McKellen and what's his face, Elijah Wood.
Yeah,
but that's got to be happening. Got to be. So we shall see. We shall see, Saren. Moving into comics. Actually have a comic story that I thought was pretty cool. Story that I'm titling The Return of John Byrne, because noted comic book artist John Byrne, who became famous writing for X-Men, had a very popular run with Superman as well. Byrne drew a lot of the definitely a lot of the famous Chris Claremont run on X-Men.
Yeah, not all of it, but a good chunk of it, and definitely, Days of Future Past,
Dark Phoenix
Saga, like a lot of the big hits. He was like co-creator on like Kitty and anybody in that era, Emma, Sebastian Shaw, any of those. It's all Byrne and Claremont doing their thing.
Yep.
Like if you think of the X-Men, you are thinking likely. You're thinking of something that Byrne and Claremont did.
Yes, true. He has been semi-retired from comics, but apparently in 2018 he randomly drew a page of Wolverine fighting Sauron, the giant pterodactyl from the Savage Land, King of the Savage Land. Liked it and then decided to keep going, and he started just posting pages periodically on his social media. He would just do an entire page and post it, and he called it fan fiction because it wasn't real X-Men stories. It was just a story he was kind of like making up as he went along.
The guy who made the X-Men is making fan fiction, and you're like, I don't know if I can consider this fan fiction. Like,
well, it's not officially released by Marvel, so
right.
I guess it's kind of technically is, but
if Chris Claremont tells me something happened to one of the X-Men, that happened. I don't give a shit whether Marvel says it did or
not. But now somebody offered to put all those together and actually release it, I guess. And he went back and I guess he redrew some of the pages and as he was refining the story a little bit. But this story is now coming out as going to be called X-Men Elsewhen, is the subtitle. And it's being released by Abrams Comic Arts, which is something that you and I talked about recently. There was some other project that we talked about. We were like, why is this being released by not Marvel Comics? Apparently, Abrams Comic Arts kind of works with Marvel for publishes special projects from Marvel, not specifically Marvel things. So if it's like Marvel adjacent or some kind of spin-off, or like this, which is technically not canon, but is a special project, that's the purpose of Abrams Comic Arts, I guess. And so this is coming out it's not going to be weekly. I think it's just one big chunk of story. X-Men Elsewhere is coming out this Wednesday, June 23rd. The Return of John Byrne. He expects this to likely be his last comic book project. He kind of wants to go out with a bang, return to the X-Men. And I didn't read much about the story, but it basically kind of happens. It's kind of an alternate version of what happens after the Dark Phoenix saga if Jean had survived the Dark Phoenix saga. It kind of picks up the story with her. I guess the Marvel forced Claremont and Byrne to kill Jean. That was a company decision.
Right.
And Byrne didn't like that decision. That was part of the reason he ended up leaving Marvel, because he had disagreements with them on that. So this is his version of what if Jean had survived and what he would have done with the characters moving forward after that. So very cool idea.
Wait,
very exciting.
Alternate timelines and timey-wimey bullshit in the X-Men? We've never done that before.
What? Such a new idea.
No, this it's going to be a 3-part, actually. So this is volume 1.
Okay, great.
And then I think volume 2 is going to be later this fall, and then volume 3 sometime. But yeah, I think most of it's already done. Yeah,
that's a lot of pages.
I think a lot of it's like you can find most of it online without inks.
Okay, yeah.
But it's it'll be cool. Like I'm hoping Funky Town grabbed a copy that I can snag, because I love me some John Byrne.
Yeah, how can you not? You mentioned the inks, and you said that the article I read said that Byrne inked about half of the pages himself. The other half was done by a relatively unknown artist, Paul Wills, who was discovered by one of Byrne's collaborators or his manager or someone that was in charge of the project. Just found this guy on social media, and this is his first published work, is doing inks for John Byrne's X-Men Elsewhere novels. Isn't that crazy?
What
found him on social media.
What's your resume? Well, I worked with John Byrne on this X-Men book. What?
Yeah, I know. That's wild. It'd be like me if a songwriter. I spend 30 years writing songs in my basement, and then like Paul McCartney asks me to sing backup on one of his songs or whatever, and just like, okay.
What'd you do?
Resume?
This?
Well, I labored in obscurity for 30 years, and then I sang on a Paul McCartney song or something,
Yep. That sounds about right.
Sounds about right. That is very cool. Steve, do you have a comic book to review this week? I classically do not.
I also do not.
Okay. I have not. I felt like I have not made it out to the comic book store in quite some time, which is a bummer. It's been busy.
Well, it happens.
It happens.
Life does happen.
I'm not caught up on the stuff I have. I have a bunch of books I haven't even finished
I've got
reading yet, so it's kind of just like I can't go and pick up more right now.
Yeah, my pile's not great right now.
No, not great, Bob. But maybe I'll go this week. And if I do, I might pick up one of these following books that are in your local comic book store, including Funky Town Comics and Vinyl, Absolute Superman number 20, Absolute Wonder Woman 21, Alice Forever After number 4, Amazing Spider-Man Spider-Versity number 3, Capes number 8, Captain America 12, Corpse Knight number 3, Detective Comics number 1110, Doom Quest number 2, Feral 24, The Flash 34, Generation X 23, number 5, Green Lantern number 36, Harley Quinn 63, The Infernal Hulk, didn't write the number down, Justice League Unlimited number 20, Justice League Dream Girls, DC Pride Event number 4, The Rocketeer, The Island number 4, Summer of Supergirl Special number 1, Superman 39, Superman Father of Tomorrow number 2, Swamp Thing 1989 number 3, Ultimate Endgame number something, Ultimate Universe Finale number 1, wrapping this thing up. Universal Monsters Blood of the Wolfman number 1, cool title. Venom 259, Wolverine 22, Wonder Woman 34, X-Men 32, and Zatanna number 3. Heck yeah, I got my eye on Universal Monsters Blood of the Wolfman for sure. I gotta say, looks very cool.
I got the absolutes are on my list.
Start.
And that's it. No, Infernal Hulk, which I believe is 8. Because I know I've read through 5, and I know I have a couple more to read, so I'm putting money on 8.
All right, 8 sounds good. I'll go with 8.
It's a good number.
I'll go with 8. I gotta start getting the collected editions of those Universal Monsters things, because those are stories like, if I didn't have to dig out through my, short boxes and find individual issues, I'd pick up those and read them every Halloween or whatever.
Yeah.
That'd be like a traditional like monster revisit. I'll read James Tynion's Dracula story again. Like sure, why not?
Yep.
Because they're getting good talent, top talent for these. Because they're short. They're only like 4 issues. Just retelling this book's pretty cool.
Who's doing Blood of the Wolfman?
I have not looked. That's the thing. I said top talent, and then I was like, I have no idea who's doing this one. So,
well, let's find out.
But I kind of forgot they hadn't done Wolfman yet.
Oh,
it's kind of the last one.
Just that he's not doing anything right now. Joshua Williamson.
Oh, okay.
He's not busy at all right now.
He's not busy at all. Yeah. That's cool. That's cool.
Neck deep in all things G.I. Joe.
Yeah. Who's the artist on it?
Pip Martin and Leo Max, I guess.
All right. Not as familiar with those names, I don't
Nope.
think. But they did Dracula, they did Frankenstein, they did Creature, they did Invisible Man, they did Phantom of the Opera, they did The Mummy. I guess I just forgot that they hadn't done Wolfman yet. That's cool. Love a Wolfman.
Speaking of that,
Anyway.
you know what I haven't watched in a while?
What's that?
Werewolf by Night. I got to go back and watch that again. Also,
Fire it up.
Spider-Man Noir. Amazon, you're on my shit list.
Oh, yeah.
Anyone who is going to watch that, make sure you check what episode you're starting with. Because they started me on episode 8, and I just assumed for the first, half hour that there was some weird, cold open, and then I'm like, well, maybe they'll explain something. Maybe they'll get somewhere. But I was familiar enough with the characters to not be confused.
Pick things up.
Right.
Yeah.
And come to find out, it was the finale. So they started me with episode 8. That episode was good. I'd assume it'd be better if there was some build up to it.
It's good. Yeah. I quite liked Spider Noir, I gotta say. I think most TV shows, it started dragging a little bit in the middle for me. There was 8 episodes, probably could have been 6, maybe 7. But I quite enjoyed the first few, and then the last few picked right back up. And I say a lot of it is because Nicolas Cage is a wild man weirdo who makes strange choices, but makes me believe him. I don't know. I loved watching him in that role. It was great. Written the dialogue is all very corny, noir, detective-y, similar to how he's written in Spider-Verse, but not just him. All the characters kind of talk like that. It's great. It's really fun. And I had a blast with it. You can switch from black and white to color at a moment's notice, just at any point. It's great. Such a cool idea.
Like you said, Nick Cage is just off his rocker because it's Nick Cage, but also it works.
Yeah, it works. Yep.
So
it works. I thought it was great. Brendan Gleeson was really good in it.
Yep.
It was a lot of fun. If they do make a second season, I'd say give me a tight 4 to 6 episodes, a mini series.
Yeah.
It'd be a banger, And the action was really cool too. The action choreography and the way he used his webs and stuff, the way he fought. I don't know. I thought it was really cool. It was well done. Well made show. I don't know that I have anything else to talk about, really. I think I'm done, Steve. Do you have anything else? Did I miss anything?
No, I'm good here. I'd say just, hit us up on socials. Check out tomorrow or today, depending on when you're listening to this, for your weekly dose of Haven't Seen Star Wars, as well as, if you're listening to this, you're already digesting the Multiverse Report. And yeah, give us a like, subscribe, comment, helps the algorithm find us and gets people listening. So please engage.
That's true. Please engage, and all the engagement as well that you're going to do with us. Please also do that for Haven't Seen Star Wars. Like and subscribe, share, tell your friends, tell your loved ones. Do you have people in your life who have never seen Star Wars but want to start watching Star Wars? Perfect companion. watch along podcast.
It's
that.
true.
Have them get on it. Have them get on it. And yeah, Steve and I were talking about the schedule for this podcast because it's gotten kind of loose, and it may stay kind of loose, especially during the summer as Steve and I are kids are
way too busy.
Kids' schedules change, therefore our schedules change as well, and we're out of town and we're going places. You know, we might do a random episode on a Thursday talking about one piece of dropped news, or we might do a Sunday again. Like, who knows? We're going to try to keep doing it regularly. We don't want to take long gaps, but, you know, we may miss a week here or there. But just a heads up for you, longtime listeners, and those of you who listen this far
right.
into the episodes.
Yeah.
Sometimes I get the feeling that people like hear us start talking about comics and they're just like, click, that's enough.
Yep.
I'm done. I don't know.
We still got a couple with us.
Sure.
So
I'm sure we do. But that's all I got. So I would say until next time, as the two suns set over the burnt corpses of Owen and Brulars, we say thanks for watching, thanks for listening, and we'll see you in the multiverse.